So if you're like most of my clients who come to me, I'm sure you've lost weight before. You start a new plan, you're motivated, focused, but maybe you're just a little too strict. Now, don't get me wrong, this does work. You do start losing weight until it doesn't. Life hits, stress, social events, travel, sports, fatigue. We could go on and on and on, right? You miss one workout, you eat one thing off plan, and suddenly you feel like you blew it, so you give up again and again, and the cycle repeats. But I just want you to know that if this sounds familiar, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're not lazy. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why this happens and what to do instead. And I think this is really important because if you keep doing the same thing, that's insanity, expecting different results, right? You do the same thing, expecting different results, that's insanity. But I work with women, moms, business owners, caretakers, and they get things done. They're not lazy. They're not short on effort. They're short on systems that actually fit in their life. And I think that is an important fact, okay? Like my client Amy, she had done everything. Whole30, cleanses, clean eating. She'd lose 15 pounds, but only to gain back 20 over and over again. Not because she failed. It wasn't that she didn't have enough willpower or discipline, but it was because the plan she followed was not designed to last. She thought her metabolism was broken, that maybe she just wasn't cut out for long-term success. She doesn't have the discipline or willpower. But what she really needed was a different approach, something more sustainable. And that is key. So she stopped chasing extremes. She learned how to eat and live in a way that felt good, but also got some results. And that changes everything. So let's talk about what's really keeping you stuck. The most common one, number one, is all or nothing thinking. If you're either perfect or off the rails, you're going to be trapped. It's just going to create shame, and you have to keep resetting every Monday. Think of it like this. If you had a flat tire, would you get out of your car to slash the other three? Of course not. But that's what so many people are doing with their food. One bad meal leads to a weekend binge, right? One missed workout, you end up taking the whole week off because, you messed it up. And suddenly you're starting all over again. See, what most people treat fitness like a light switch. It's either on or off, but really we should treat it like a dimmer switch because you don't need to be 100% all the time. You need to be able to give 100% of your effort that you currently have, and that might only be 50%. Number two would be unsustainable plans. If you need superhuman willpower to keep up, like David Goggins or someone like that, it's probably not a you problem, it's really just a plan problem. Your strategy needs to support your life, not fight it. We don't all have the same 24 hours in a day, okay? Extreme diets are like running your car on fumes and wondering why you're stalled on the side of the road. You can't expect to go far without enough fuel, okay? And number three would be burnout from overcorrection. I see this one a lot. You get a stall, you freak out, and then all of a sudden you cut out more foods and you make it even more challenging for yourself. See, when you do dieting like this, it takes without giving. It strips away all joy, flexibility, and recovery. But remember, you can't run on empty forever. Number four, unrealistic expectations with weight loss. This is a big one, and it might sting a bit, but a lot of women fall off track just because they're not losing quick enough. Even if they're getting results, which is just crazy to me. They're thinking they should lose 2 or 3 pounds, but I recommend 0.5 to 1.5 pounds per week for most women. So if you're losing 0.75 pounds per week, that's 3 pounds a month. That's 36 pounds a year. Where would that get you? And you wouldn't be as restricted, right? But the problem is we've been conditioned to expect biggest loser style results. And women quit before they even have a chance to see the results they're getting. And I think this is important to remember, but success is generally slow. And quitting is what makes it take forever. If you were to just stuck to it all those other times when it was slower, you would be in a much better place now. The problem is that you're blaming yourself. You think you're not good enough. Like there's something wrong with your discipline or willpower, but there's really not. You don't need to try necessarily harder. You don't necessarily need to eat less. You don't need to improve your discipline. The answer is just a better strategy. So here's a few things that I do to help my clients differently. Number one, we learn to fuel instead of restrict. Yes, calories do matter, but so does food quality, energy, and satisfaction as well. So we got to find a balance between all that. We want to train smarter, not harder. You don't need to do 6 days a week of workouts. A lot of my clients will do 2 to 3 short workouts a week. But you want to build routines that you can repeat, okay? So we're not restarting on Mondays. Try to figure out how to make weekends, vacations, all a part of your plan. That's just a part of the year, right? It's normal. Those aren't going anywhere. We use the HEAT method, which is the habit mastery. We automate some boring habits, right? We focus on efficient workouts, strength focus, short and scalable, adaptive nutrition, calorie awareness meets real life flexibility, targeted support, where we do weekly accountability and coaching to actually adjust to you. When you apply this method, fat loss stops being something you chase and it becomes a byproduct of how you live. And more importantly, it sticks. So here's the deal. If you're sick of watching a scale bounce up and down like a yo-yo, if you're tired of constantly starting over every Monday, then maybe it's time to stop trying to diet like that and start focusing on what's sustainable for life. So drop a comment below if this hit home. And if you're kind of sick and you're ready to break this cycle, go and comment, add me, and I'll get you on the wait list. We don't need to keep blaming ourselves for not being able to stick on a program. We need to focus on figuring out a program that we can stick to, right? Because if you can just be consistent, you can lose weight and keep it off. You're just gonna need a better approach and the right support to stay on track.